I am at Indian Institute for Human Settlements, Kengeri, Bangalore campus. This is a brand new campus of the institute, which has now become a deemed to be university. They have invited for the first time masters and PhD scholars to study at their campus, and this is what they're claiming, the first interdisciplinary university. So the story of this university, from an institute which had been vying for a university profile for the last 16 years, is being presented to you by me, Shubhangi Misra, under my series of stories on urban pressures, to understand what academic as well as practical work India has been doing to understand and improve governance, urban governance processes. So IIHS is a very good example of academic as well as on ground work to present to you when it comes to adding to our understandings of various urban governance issues, processes, and finding solutions to different problems that our cities, big and small, as well as even rural areas, interact with a rapidly growing India, are experiencing these days.
On the first day of the university inauguration, students gathered at the amphitheatre where they were welcomed by Vice Chancellor Aroma Ravi. Much before Ashoka University was even conceived, Indian Institute for Human Settlements was sort of the chosen university nurtured by India's top business minds. It was born from the need to rigorously examine policy and academic frameworks around urbanization, and now it is taking on the mantle of a university as India's urban infrastructure and governance crises dominate public debate. It aims to train practitioners and scholars with a sharp interdisciplinary focus on urban governance and promises to work at this intersection to cultivate experts.
India's institution that is focused on the transformation of its urbanization. India's urbanization is going to be the largest urbanization in history, involving about 800 million people, and our mission is to enable, deepen, and accelerate that process. IIHS University is India's first interdisciplinary deemed university that is focused on trying to train a new generation of urban practitioners who are going to be the system integrators that will help India onto this path of greater prosperity, better places to live in, and of course much healthier ecological and environmental lifestyles as far as that's concerned.
For the last 15 years, IIHS has trained approximately 1/3 of the Indian bureaucracy at Labasna in Missouri. In its capacity building programs, the institute has trained around 17,000 officers and government officials on diverse topics such as disaster risk mitigation, water supply, and environmental sustainability. The institute has published over 1,450 research papers, which have been cited in more than 77,000 research publications worldwide. The Urban Fellows program, run by IIHS, invites working professionals from across India for a 9-month intensive training to equip them with skills to address urban challenges. The institute has also created a unique space for urban practitioners and academics to find a place to create impact.
And I just came into my life. I had just graduated from an interdisciplinary degree from London School of Economics, and I started working in the development sector. That itself is an interesting story. I came back with an urban degree, and the only urban jobs at that stage I could find were that of designing malls, essentially, which I did not want to do as an urban designer. So I then got into development sector, which was a mix of rural and urban. But the thing that stayed with me was the two things. One was the importance of interdisciplinarity. So right from, say, architecture, planning, to the social sciences, to governance, law, etc. I mean, there's a gamut of disciplines. I don't want to do injustice. But the need for practitioners of the urban to have an overview of these disciplines and practices to be really competent. And second was to connect practice back to theory. I'm very much a practitioner at heart, but I also believe that it can't just be do. So how do you connect back? And then I just came my way. I knew the director Aroma Ravi from earlier work, and he reached out if I wanted to join. I joined, and I did not know it then, but became the first employee of IIHS. So the work we did, I think I would like to reiterate beginning part of it was a lot of just getting the organization up and started, getting the office, getting the website, getting the newsletter, all these small things which seem so, I would say almost cute at this stage because we've grown so big. That was one. But the other very, very important part of the early part of the journey was actually to run an entire master's curriculum development process. That process and the documents that came out of it have shaped the ethos of all academic programs we have run, whether it's the Urban Fellows program or even the masters, the 4 programs that we are running now.
Now, in order for us to have the students emerge with enough knowledge as well as experience in practice, we have the 54-acre Kengeri campus, in which we have constructed wetlands, we have wastewater treatment, we have a biodiversity conservation zone, we have urban agriculture, we have use of sustainable building materials, we have energy management in terms of renewable energy, and we have an Internet of Things that looks at data from sensors and observations and builds that into management of a sustainable campus. So that will provide the scholars and practitioners in these 2 masters program with direct experience of designing and exploring as well as learning from sustainability practices on campus through management of the water systems, the biodiversity, the urban agriculture, and the integration of food, water, energy, and climate stress resilience as well.
The Urban Fellows program was a 9-month certificate program for young professionals that IIHS ran when it waited to become a university. IIHS also runs applied research programs in conjunction with the government. We traveled to Chikkabalapur near Bangalore to look at one such program called the City Farmer Partnership Program.
I am in the city of Chikbalapur at the municipal corporation, with which IIHS has been running a pilot project. So what they have done here is they have inculcated this behavioral habit, brought a behavioral change in the city and encouraged people to segregate their waste at origin. 17,000 households are being covered, where every morning door to door they go and ask for segregated waste. This waste is then, the wet waste is sent to farmers for composting. Now the idea behind this project is that this is replicable, it can be done by other small ULBs, and it benefits the city, it benefits the environment, and it benefits the environment at large. This is one such project, example of one such project that IIHS is well known for.
We are linking the municipal waste generators, I mean the city, with the farmers who are the end consumers of the organic compost. In the Indian context, urban local bodies are unable to process their waste because of lack of financial viability of the waste processing facilities. And the farmers find organic compost more expensive because of high transportation cost. So to bridge this gap, to address the waste processing challenge and to offset the chemical fertilizer demand in the rural context, we came up with an idea called City Farmer Partnership, where the municipality and farmers work together hand in hand to solve the solid waste management issue. So basically, the urban local bodies will deliver the segregated wet waste to farmers to their own farmlands, and IIHS will train the farmers to convert that wet waste into organic compost and then consume compost for themselves at no additional cost.
It is a partnership which has made both farmers and the city happy.
ಸರ್ ನಾ ಈಗ ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ಒಂದು 2-3 ಸಾರಿ ತಗೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ ನಾನು 3 ಸಾರಿ ತಗೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ಒಂದು 2 ಸತಿ 2 ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ಗೊಬ್ಬರ ಹಾಕಿ ಕೂಗುಕ್ಕೆಲ್ಲ ಹಾಕಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಬೆಳೆ ಬಂದಿದೆ, ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಇಳುವರಿನೂ ಬಂದಿದೆ. ಹೌದು. ಸೊ ಅದು ಆ ಗೊಬ್ಬರಕ್ಕೂ ಇವಾಗ ನಮಗೆ ಆ ಗೊಬ್ಬರದ್ದು ಅಂತಂದರೆ ನಮಗೆ 5,000 10,000 10,000 ನಾವು ಈ ಥರ ಖರ್ಚು ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗಿತ್ತು ಗೊಬ್ಬರಗಳಿಗೆ. ಈಗ ಈ ಗೊಬ್ಬರ ಬಂದಾಗಿಂದ ಆ ಗೊಬ್ಬರದ ದುಡ್ಡು ಸೇವ್ ಆಗಿದೆ ನಮಗೆ.
ಎಷ್ಟು ಸೇವ್ ಆಗಿದೆ?
ಹೆಚ್ಚು ಕಮ್ಮಿ ಒಂದು 5,000 ಒಂದು 20-25 ಸಾವಿರ ರೂಪಾಯಿ ನಮಗೆ ಸೇವ್ ಆಗಿದೆ.
So initially when this program started off, the level of segregation was less. Every day around 3 to 3.5 tons of wet waste was being collected and it was being processed at a landfill site, processing site. So when this program started, we started with 3.5 tons and as of now we are able to collect 7 to 8 tons of wet waste every day separately, and that is being given to the farmers.
IIHS has also implemented fecal sludge treatment plants with Tamil Nadu State Sanitation Department and claims to have made saturation coverage with the program. Back at the university, IIHS staffers say that they have designed exclusive courses for their students.
So we didn't want to dig deep into the past, and we didn't want it to be a theoretical exposition. We wanted these courses to be responding in a way to what kind of challenges modern India is facing. So that was our first principle. Second, we wanted these courses to be not just not prescriptive, but be forward-looking, solutions-oriented, problem-focused. So therefore, we, for example, we can't be talking about the gig economy quite dominantly, because that's where most of the jobs, at least formally or informally, is getting created in our cities, particularly the bigger cities. Third, we wanted our programs to be aware that as a university, we are focused on this core idea of human settlement. So wherever people are living, we are concerned about it. So therefore, rural by design becomes a part of the urban fabric, because resources are coming from rural areas, people are moving from and to rural areas. The economic fabric of rural areas is also changing. There is a dominant paradigm through which economic development is happening in the country, through industrial corridors, etc., etc. So rural is not a derivative. It's inbuilt as part of our program through a range of things. That was the third principle. The fourth was that we wanted our program to be truly interdisciplinary. So therefore, if there are 12 courses or 15 courses or 20 courses that an individual has to go through in order to get a degree, those courses have to be truly designed in such a way that the person gets full experience in terms of understanding the science, the social science, the economics, the development ideas, etc. So in a way, we thought that we agreed that the pedagogical and curriculum frame has to be reflective to the idea of interdisciplinary learning.
IHS has also had a long running capacity building program.
Initiative of the capacity building under the Indian Institute of Human Settlements caters to a very large audience. We have been training practitioners both in the urban and the rural India. So far, in the so many years of trainings, we have covered more than 17,000 practitioners across 520 cross-cutting programs, and we've covered more than 33 states and all the state union territories. We are largely tied up with the ministries, primarily the Mahua, the Ministry of Road Transport and Highways, and the Jal Jeevan Mission under the Ministry of Jal Shakti. We've done a lot of programs under the banner of Amrut and PAYY, and we've also explored a lot of training programs with the agencies which are associated with government, like the National Institute of Urban Affairs, the DOPT, Labasna. So these agencies also seek our support in curating a couple of programs while running these programs for the bureaucrats.
What kind of training do you provide to these personnel? What are they learning?
Okay, so the kind of trainings actually varies. We have a lot of big spectrum in terms of the urban infrastructure and making this world a better place. So we do trainings on climate, we do trainings on urban resilience and aspects of transport, water, sanitation. We do trainings also on infrastructure where we talk about affordable housing. So these are the kind of trainings we do under the banner of IIHS.
For ThePrint, this is Shubhangi Misra reporting from Bengaluru.